So do you think Bitcoin might reach $1 million in value? It's having a current resurgence, a crazy one in 2021 in the recent months of over 60,000, I guess it is now. Do you think it's possible it goes over 100,000? Do you think it's possible it goes to 1 million?
You can't rule anything out with Bitcoin. So, I mean, I'm not, one to put price targets on it, but one way it could reach $1 million is Bitcoin's value stays unchanged in real terms.
A dollar
and
crashes.
The dollar depreciates
Yeah.
against it. Not that I expect hyperinflation, but yeah, I mean, look, Bitcoin is worth about 1/10, slightly under 1/10 the value of all the gold in the world. And, gold is worth 10 trillion, $11 trillion in the aggregate. Do I think Bitcoin can be more culturally and economically salient than gold in 2 decades' time? 100%. Bitcoin was unknown 12 years ago, and today 100 million people worldwide own Bitcoin. So just extrapolate that. What is the level of penetration you think we'll get? 500 million, a billion? You can easily tune these adoption curves however you like. I don't think it's done, monetizing and being adopted globally.
Do you think it can become like the base layer for a lot of our financial operation, like to become the main base layer for all our transactions? So like even banks will use Bitcoin essentially, and like Visa would use Bitcoin as the base layer. Like it would actually operate very similarly at the surface layer, but at the base layer would all be Bitcoin.
That's precisely what I expect. And banks and Visa are already using Bitcoin. So Visa has embraced Bitcoin in a really big way, actually. And it's always funny to the people saying Bitcoin has to change in a certain way so it can compete with Visa. No, Visa adopted Bitcoin, right? PayPal adopted Bitcoin. Square adopted Bitcoin. Obviously, they're not tearing out all of their existing infrastructure, but they're totally engaging with this thing. Banks have now begun, they got the green light to provide custody for Bitcoin for their depositors. That's the first step. Eventually, it'll happen one of two ways. Either Bitcoin native financial institutions will become banks. That's already happening. There's Bitcoin exchanges that have gotten banking licenses, or banks themselves will start to engage with Bitcoin as a reserve asset. It'll converge either way. That's totally happening. And yes, I mean, I don't think Bitcoin is going to power every financial transaction. I think it'll coexist alongside sovereign currencies, but I think it's a great reserve asset. It's a very powerful asset to build a financial system on top of, because it's highly, highly auditable. It's something that you can take physical delivery of very cheaply. And those are great qualities. If you're a depositor in a bank, they can prove to you how much Bitcoin they have. They can't really easily prove, in the old system, how much gold they held on deposit. And you can easily conduct a run on the bank. You can hold them accountable because you can withdraw it, because, making a Bitcoin transaction is pretty easy at the end of the day. Unlike fiat currency, it's like you can't really withdraw all your dollars from the bank. I mean, you sort of can, but you're not going to want to take delivery of pounds of cash or anything like that. So it's a good modern asset upon which to build a financial system, basically.